Hey y'all, let's pull a soulmate reading, shall we? That's what flies out of the deck when I am talking to you about it. I feel like whoever I'm pulling for has actually a lot of soulmates. And they've, whoever you are, you've already met several of them. But you have unfinished business. You have unfinished business with several of them. I don't want to be done, but I'm done. Okay. We've got the 9 of Wands on the bottom. There's a 5 card. We're going to see who's still out there with unfinished business and what are they doing and when are they going to come and help you finish out that business, no matter what it is, whether it's closure, whether it's getting back together, reuniting, however it be. Yeah. Okay. So we've got the 5 of Wands. We've got the Page of Cups. We've got the 2 of Pentacles. We've got the 5 of Cups, and we've got the Hanged Man. Like I said, you have quite a few of these soulmates out there in your peripheral. I feel like even the soulmates that you have quote unquote finished, like completed, like your relationship has expired, like you're done. I feel like you're still, there's an echo consciousness there. You're still affecting each other's worlds somehow. That could honestly just be in the 3D. It could just be like financially, or maybe you have a child with one or more of these individuals, and so you kind of have to be in their life. That's very possible. Not the usual energy that I'm used to pulling for, so welcome to my channel. I'm glad that you're here. Let's pull on the 5 of Wands and see what's up with this energy, because okay, we've got the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands on the bottom. We've got the Sun. We've got the 8 of Cups. We've got the 7 of Pentacles. Man, yeah, I feel like there's some audit going on, like you're doing an audit, like you're going through kind of an internal, sorry, I've got a cat trying to attack me. He says hi. Like you're going through some type of internal audit of these soulmate relationships, and I think you're painting a pretty good picture of them when you do that, but there's still some confusion, like, and I would say yes, absolutely, they were our soulmates. Don't feel like you wasted time or like anything was not what it was when you thought it was. Does that make sense? If that resonates, then it resonates. But yeah, I definitely see you sort of tallying this up, the good, the bad, and the ugly. What was your role? What was their role? And kind of how can you avoid going down that path again? And listen, I don't know that is a worthwhile audit. If you're looking for ways in which you can be more authentic in relationships, great. But in terms of like, how can you avoid being heartbroken again? I don't think you can. Like, you've got to risk it, right? I feel like I struck a chord when I said that too, and I feel like you want to turn off the video, but just hang out with me for a minute, okay? The Page of Cups. There's the energy that's still lingering. So this is old, right? Whatever you're in your head about, this is old energy, but there's some energies still lingering in this Page of Cups. And there's a certain immaturity. It's almost like it's a naivety, but it's not. It's not really. It's sort of more of a casual attitude, if that makes sense. I don't think it's necessarily immaturity. It reads to others as immaturity, but I think it's just a more casual attitude to this 3D dimension of the world that we're in. Like they don't take things as seriously as most people do, right? And I don't think that that is necessarily immaturity. Man, I feel like I'm triggering you even more with this. Okay, hold on. So the Magician is on the bottom, the Page of Cups. We have the Knight of Pentacles, the Emperor. Yeah, I want to say that this person has done the work, and that's why they're a little intimidating. Like part of their, you know who this is if this resonates with you, but part of their whole persona that they sort of go into the 3D world with and they approach you with is very lighthearted, is fun, is sort of impetuous. It's coming to mind. There's this easy breezy sort of demeanor and character, and it's not easy breezy in the way that that responsibilities aren't taken seriously. And I think maybe there's some confusion, and maybe other people around you think that that's the way this person is like, oh, they don't care about responsibilities. Look at them just bebopping through life, and like they don't even, like, it doesn't matter. But it actually does matter a lot. They've done the work. They've had a relationship with the shadow side and the light side, I think, for some time. And I think that's why they're so easygoing, is they understand it's not nihilism. It's not, they understand what's important. And yes, they take responsibility for things that are very important, but otherwise they're not going to be stress out things, they're not going to stress out over the little things because they just know that that's useless. I see really strong Emperor energy here. And with the Knight of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles, it really is like they have worked hard to recognize who they are and their role, and how they present themselves is very intentional. Like they're easygoing to sort of help the rest of us out. You know what I mean? It's like there's enough weighty, heavy energy in the world. They don't want to contribute to that. It's a very conscious choice, and they've worked very hard to get to that place, because I feel like in their past they've been super stressed out, and they've had some things happen in their life that have brought them down. But now that they've been through that, now that they recognize that history, and now that they've worked through and processed it, worked really hard again, I'm going to say that again, it's, they're like, hey, this is me. And I think that is a little intimidating to some people. It's almost like, well, what secret do they know? Either they're lazy or they don't take things seriously, or what secret do they know? And it could be that your friends are telling you this, or your family is telling you this. Like they don't like this person because they're not stressed out the same way that they're stressed out. This person isn't as stressed out as most people. And that is a little intimidating because it challenges their sort of trauma response. It challenges the way that they interact in the world, right? Okay. Ooh, Two of Pentacles. Why is the Two of Pentacles here, other than there is a choice coming? That's such a strong energy. All of us would be lucky to have a person like that in our lives, really. They lead by example, right? They lead by how they live. Two of Pentacles, why is it here? I'm getting a lot of from the Five of Cups. Five of Cups is really heavy over there. Sitting over there waiting for me. And I already know everything about it, so it's like, okay, dude. These cards are going to fly out whether I like it or not. We've got the Death card flying out. We're getting... The cards already want to pull for the front. Hold on. I'm going to wrangle this out of the universe. Oh, yes, I am. Look what she tells me. All right, fine. Fine, let me do the Five of Cups first. We're going to go at this not in the right order. She doesn't want you to know what the choice is all about until we discover the other two cards. I know that's really woo-hoo. It's really woo-woo, but it is what it is. On the bottom, we have the Knight of Wands. Well, we have Judgment. We have the 8 Broken Cups. And we have the 5 of Pentacles. This is very like universal energy. Feels like there's a heavy, heavy, heavy amount of karma. Heavy amount of karma being dished out. I think you're catching residual echo of karma off your people. What can you do about that? So let me be more specific. So there are some people who may or may not be soulmates. I think they are because I'm doing a soulmate reading. But there are some soulmates out there who have some real comeuppance in this energy, some karma that's finally hitting them and continuing to hit them. And it's going to probably hit them maybe even for most of the rest of this life cycle. It's super, like, this is right? This is a lot. 5 of Cups, Judgment, 8 of Cups, and 5 of Pentacles. It's incredibly, incredibly heavy. And what flew out just before, the Devil flew out just before that. There's a lot... There's a lot hitting these energies. It could be multiple energies, but you know, if this person has a social media account or if you like sort of keep tabs on this person, you're going to see they're most likely going to hide the shit that's happening in their life and over compensate with like happy pictures or like quotes or some shit like that. And they're not really going to let you see this. But if you feel this, I wouldn't be at all surprised if you feel this. If this sometimes echoes back to you and you feel it around you and it's sticky and it's gross. And this, I'm so sorry that you're having anything to do with this. Catching that residual sort of karmic calculation is not fun. But I hope it's going to pass. I think it's going to pass for you. Hold on. It's just, I know you don't want to cut ties with everyone. I know there's still 1 or 2 people who are lingering in your peripheral. And you're confident that you can just sort of handle it. And if they come back into your life, then you're going to know what to say, and it's not going to traumatize you like it did before. I beg to differ. Be very careful around this energy. You know who I'm talking about. You know exactly who I'm talking about, and it's weighing you down. Your soul connection with them that is complete. This is unfinished. But I feel like it is finished in a way because they've already made some choices that have put them in a place of sort of karmic completion, if that makes sense. So the decisions that they've made have put them in a space that is separate from you. They're getting a life that they chose, period. And you might have seen them change a lot in the time that you knew them, and not for the better. And what I'm saying is that it's put them on a whole other playing field than where you're at. So yeah, they can, they can phone home if they want. They can reach out to you. But what I'm saying is that interaction with them isn't possible right now. I mean, it's not advisable, and real connection and communication isn't even possible right now. Could it be in the future? Maybe. But if you know who I'm talking about, you don't want to interact with this. You're getting enough through association, this karmic association, since you spent time with this person, since you're connected to them on a soul level. You're getting enough in the 3D off of what they've done and how they've chosen to live their life. Okay, I'm pulling on the Hanged Man now. That's enough about that. You've got some strong connections out there. I really like this one. I really like that one, but you've got a lot happening here. This could be a fairly new energy, by the way. I basically don't want to talk about this anymore. I don't personally. I talk more about it than I really wanted to. They're in a bad place. And they've really dug a deep hole for themselves. All right, what's the Hangman doing here? Have empathy for them. Tell the universe that you wish them the best, because you can't talk to them. They'll get the messages. They'll probably still make the wrong decisions, but they know. They know. Okay. All right. Hanged Man we've got on the bottom, the Page of Cups. We've got the Page of Wands. The Moon. And the Devil. Whoever, dang, you are, who are you? Who are you? What is going on here? All right, so we've got the Hangman. This is sort of an ominous card, right? It looks like with the little bat. If you're not a big bat fan like me, then it's like, ooh. But the Hanged Man is actually a pretty cool card. So it's a new perspective, right? It's taking the time to process. It's taking the time to see things from all sides so that you can really figure out where you sit in the middle of things. It's calm. It's present. It's then emerging with this new perspective that you can take forward in your journey. And then we have the Page of Wands. Very passionate, but also a little bit flighty, right? So the Page of Wands is like they're the squirrel energy, like that. Ah, something new, something flashy, something fun. Let me go do that. So with the Hanged Man, kind of a clashing energy there. And then we've got some deep underlying motivations. And then we've got some negative self-talk. You're a complicated person. We are all very complicated. But I think your examination of your different perspectives, of your different sort of modalities of walking through and interacting with the rest of the universe. You've got some different sides. You might approach work completely differently from how you approach family. You might be sweet, you're a very sweet person, but you might have you might have one way that you sort of act in public and one way that you act in private, and we all do to a certain extent. But I feel like the rift is maybe going to get wider unless you intentionally work on it getting narrower. I think there's a lot of space in the universe for your most authentic self. I don't think you believe me, though. I don't think you believe that. There is. You can have one idea one day and another idea another day. That's perfectly acceptable. It's perfectly acceptable, too, that you have motivations that you don't tell people about. What I'm just sort of worried about is like, and what I would recommend you do, maybe think about is the negativity which sort of might motivate you. Maybe if the reason that you're doing something is based on others' opinions, or whether the reason that you're reacting to something is because of your triggers versus someone else's actions. I think there's a lot of that here. It's like things come up and you might react, and then you might stop and think, well, man, what they did really wasn't that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. Why did I have a meltdown? Like, why did I yell at that person? Why did I treat them the way that I did? I think that's a good audit. This one, this audit, that's great. Examine, what was your motivation for that? And can you soften a little bit? Can you soften into your most authentic self and maybe have empathy for yourself during this process? I'm not saying that the person that you yelled at wasn't an asshole. I'm just saying maybe have empathy for how you treated them, right? Don't beat yourself up. That's how it's gonna play out in terms of your new perspective and of forgiving yourself. Is you got to forgive yourself for what just happened. Yeah, it's not enough to say, well, next time I won't yell at them. You got to forgive yourself for yelling at them this time. That's how you figure it out. That's how you create new neural pathways. Okay. Yada, yada, yada. Let's do the Two of Pentacles. I appreciate you. You are a complicated, delightful, amazing person who throws my cards everywhere. Damn, what are you fixing to do? You're fixing to do something. What are you doing? What's going on with you? Really, we're almost at the good part. Don't leave me now. Don't leave me now. All right, hold on. Two of Pentacles. What are you choosing to do? It's interesting because the twos and the different suits are quite different, right? Two of Pentacles is definitely a choice, balancing between two things. I could see this as people, but I see this more as you, like balancing between two things that you need, two things that you want, maybe something that you want, and then on the other hand, something that you need. You feel like you have to choose one over the other. And it could just be your own privacy. It could just be your own, yourself, like your own peace of mind, like, and then the rest of your soulmates, right? Like, why are they here? Why is there so much going on? Wouldn't it just be nice? The star pops out. Wouldn't it just be nice if you just if you just met someone and they were just perfect forever? Well, rarely works that way. I am not this. Okay, let's just get it over with. This is the Queen of Swords. Well, the Hanged Man. The feedback loop over this is quite impressive. So, whoever you are, whatever crap this is, where you're sort of figuring out your motivation, figuring out whether it's trauma, whether it's past experience, whether it's a coping mechanism, whether it's just societal influence, whatever you're doing that is endangering your future, right? And I saw like no capital letters, like this is soft, like endangering, like this is making it harder for you to live your best, most authentic life, right? Whatever actions you're doing. So investigation on that, getting this new perspective is going to put you into this place of, well, I have to make a decision. I have to make a decision. That's great. This feedback loop is perfect. And now I understand why the universe had me do the cards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I get it. I don't usually read them like that. I usually go straight down the line. This new perspective that you have, pretty powerful. It's going to bring you ultimate joy and ultimate love. But you really do have to do the work. I just really get the feeling that this is maybe a time to just let your soulmates rest. Like, even if it means that you don't ever watch another of my readings or another tarot reading ever, I feel like now is the time to give yourself a break from the soulmates, from the connections. You need to cook. You need to sit and cook on your own and discover what these things are. Because ultimately, when you find out and you gain this new perspective of yourself, of your authenticity, of the reason, your purpose, and your drive, and how you can be a soulmate to others, that's when the real amazing things come. And that's when, so the 10 of Pentacles is the end all be all, riches and manifestations in the 3D beyond any expectation, right? And then the Ace of Cups is all the love in the universe, right? You will transcend the need. And this is big, right? I'm not exaggerating though, but you'll transcend the need for a soulmate connection if you're able to do this right. Even 80% right. You don't have to do this perfect. Just 80% right. Figure out what your drivers are. What has put you in a place where your reactions are so controversial. Okay? And once you figure that out, 80%, you're going to get a new perspective. And it's just amazing. Giving you the confidence, the Queen of Swords, giving you the confidence, the authority, the stature, the swagger, the posture of real success. So soulmate connections are what they are. But this is the ultimate gift, right? You've done a lot. I think your karmic reward, look what's underneath. Look what you're healing from, the 3 of Swords. You've done enough. You have a karmic reward. You have done enough to help the soulmates that you have met, and there have been a few, right? There have been a few. You've done enough to help them in their way, and you've given a lot. I definitely see you as the giver. Maybe you've given to a lot of takers, and now it's your time to reinvest, to give to yourself, figure this shit out, get a new perspective, and then you're going to be receptive. I don't feel like you're really totally receptive yet. If this is resonating, I might be triggering you right now, but I don't feel like you're really receptive to receiving love and abundance as much as you could be. Yeah. Okay. That is your reading, my dear. Dang. Good luck out there. Remember that there's no reading that comes out of a vacuum. So all readings since the beginning of tarot have been influenced by the reader and the time in which they're pulled. So yes, this is timeless. Whoever you are, whenever you found this, this is for you. If you've made it this far, this is your reading. Take care.